you for choosing to watch this week's news capsule. A goal without a timeline is just a dream. Setting goals is the first step in turning this dream into a reality. If you want to achieve something, it is important to define timelines and set some tangible targets. The highlights of today's news capsule are: the Sri Lankan economic crisis explained. Poland wins the European Tree of the Year award. Elon Musk buys 9.2% stake in Twitter. Indigo co-founder Rakesh Gangwal donates rupees 100 crores to IIT Kanpur. Indian startup Pixel launches full-fledged first commercial satellite with SpaceX. ISRO launches North India's first space center. Australia lift 7th ICC Women's World Cup. Poland's Iga Świątek beats Naomi Osaka to clinch title and replace Ash Barty as world number 1. And lastly, our engaging F2 segment. Today, we begin with the international news segment.
Here is a quick explainer on the ongoing crisis in our neighboring country, Sri Lanka. Due to the pandemic, the country's most lucrative tourism industry and foreign workers' remittances reduced considerably. Subsequently, the Sri Lankan government had to steeply devalue its own currency to access a loan program, which then resulted in a severe shortage of foreign currency. Without this currency, the government has been unable to pay for and access essential imports including fuel and other resources. This has led to an increased number of power cuts in the country, lasting up to 13 hours, shortages of food and soaring inflation. The International Monetary Fund will initiate discussions with Sri Lankan authorities on a possible loan program to address the crisis in the coming days. And we do hope to see a peaceful resolution to this troubling crisis.
The European Tree of the Year competition was founded in 2011 as a way to celebrate the histories of old trees and develop bonds between nations around the environment. At an awards ceremony in Brussels this week, the organizers announced this year's winner as Poland for a 400-year-old oak tree that had become a symbol of Polish resistance to aggression and its warm welcome to refugees from Ukraine. The Polish tree sits in the Białowieża forest, the last primeval forest in Europe's lowlands, which stretches across the border of Poland and Belarus. Do read more about these enchanting trees online.
According to a document filed with the US Securities and Exchange Commission, Elon Musk of Tesla fame has acquired nearly 73.5 million of Twitter shares. This gives him a total of 9.2% stake in the company, making him a long-term investor who will likely minimize the buying and selling of his shares. The news of this resulted in a 26% jump in pre-market trading for Twitter and other social media platforms, including Meta and Snapchat. Musk's filing did not disclose the purpose of the purchase or any plans for the company, but he has been a high-profile critic of Twitter policies in the past. We wonder what plans he has in mind.
The Indian Institute of Technology in Kanpur has received one of the biggest donations in its history. Rakesh Gangwal, who is the co-founder of Indigo Airlines as well as an alumnus of the institute, made a donation of rupees 100 crore towards IIT Kanpur School of Medical Sciences and Technology. This center will be operational by 2025, will include 450 budget super specialty hospitals, 50 cancer care beds, and about 8 centers of excellence that will work at the intersection of engineering and medicine. We thank Mr. Rakesh for showing us how to give back to our society.
Indian space tech startup Pixel has successfully launched its first fully fledged commercial satellite with Elon Musk run SpaceX's Falcon 9 rocket. The satellite called Shakuntala will help in creating datasets that will enable Pixel to monitor and predict global occurrences and climate-related phenomena in real time. This is a significant launch since a privately built Indian satellite in space will further propel India's standing in the space tech arena. Shakuntala is one of the highest resolution hyperspectral commercial cameras ever flown to space, bringing us one step closer to building a 24/7 health monitor for the planet. We congratulate the entire Pixel team for this innovative achievement.
The first substantial space center was inaugurated by the Union Minister Mr. Jitendra Singh and the Indian Space Research Organization at the Central University of Jammu a few weeks ago. It is named in the honor of the former ISRO chairman Mr. Satish Dhawan and is called the Satish Dhawan Center for Space Sciences, which will be the second space training center after Thiruvananthapuram. Only 60 students will be accepted for the B.Tech course in aviation and aeronautics. We are looking forward for the breakthrough research that will surely come from this center.
Last week, Australia won the 7th ICC Women's World Cup title after beating defending champions England by 71 runs in the finals at the Hagley Oval. Australia's Alyssa Healy produced one of the most remarkable innings in one-day history, smashing 170 of 138 balls to help her team register the stunning victory. Following their arrival to the country, the Australian team were even given a special traditional Maori gift by the government for the spectacular performance. We congratulate them for this amazing victory.
Poland's Iga Swiatek took over the world #1 ranking in style as she kept her remarkable winning run intact with a 6-4 and 6-0 win over Japan's Naomi Osaka in the Miami Open final last week. Iga did not drop a single set in Miami and has now won 17 consecutive matches dating back to her championship run at the Qatar Open in February. With this victory, the 20-year-old is only the 4th woman to win the Indian Wells and Miami tournaments back-to-back, a feat known as the Sunshine Double. Isn't that inspiring, Igraspers?
The Grammy Awards is the most prestigious annual function that honors musical artists, song compositions, and albums across the globe and has been held every year since 1959. The 64th edition of the Grammy Awards were held at the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada last Sunday. Going in, Jon Batiste was the frontrunner with the most nominations, of which he won 5 awards and bagged the coveted Album of the Year for his album We Are. Indian composer Ricky Kedge won the Best New Age album for Divine Tides, and Indian-American singer Falguni Shah won for her album A Colorful World in the Best Children's Album category. Music composer Arooj Aftab became the first Pakistani woman to win a Grammy for her song Mohabbat. Ukrainian President Zelensky even made an unexpected appearance during the ceremony through a pre-recorded video message to draw attention to the humanitarian crisis at home. What an eventful night.
The Guinness World Record shared a video of the world's tallest teenager on the official page last week. The teenager named Olivier Rioux is 16 years old and is a whopping 226.9 centimeter, which is 7 feet 5 inches. Did you know that even NBA superstar Michael Jordan is just about 6.5 feet? Thanks to his height, Olivier plays basketball as well and regularly shares videos of himself related to different ways he has to adjust and live through life. Don't forget to check out this surreal video online.
Airbus successfully completed 2 test flights at the end of March, in which they were able to fly an A380 flight using cooking oil as fuel. The test aircraft flew from the Blagnac airport in France and flew for 3 hours on 100% sustainable aviation fuel. This eco-friendly fuel was made from hydroprocessed esters and fatty acids and was primarily made up of cooking oil and other waste fats. Airbus confirmed that increasing the use of this fuel will play a decisive role in achieving the industry's ambitions of net zero carbon emissions by 2050. Isn't that fascinating, Igraspers?
Scientists have created a moving magnetic slime capable of encircling smaller objects, self-healing and squeezing through narrow spaces. The slime, which is controlled by magnets, is also a good electrical conductor and can be used to interconnect electrodes. While the team has no immediate plans to test this device in a medical setting, the scientists envisage that the slime should be and could be useful in reducing pain in the digestive system. Since its discovery on social media, the slime has also been compared to a similar fictional substance that was created in the 1997 film Flubber, starring Robin Williams. What an interesting case of bringing movies to life, right?
As we welcome our bright and beautiful summers, have you ever wondered how the animals in the zoo beat the heat during the season? Well, look no further because we have the answers for you. With temperatures in India reaching up to 40 degrees Celsius, the authorities at the Arena Anna Zoological Park in Chennai have installed water showers with sprinklers, erected shade nets and thatched nets to keep the animals cool and happy. Mega herbivorous animals such as giraffes and elephants have been provided with water showers with sprinklers, and bird enclosures are wrapped with gunny bags sprayed with water. Looks like humans aren't the only ones that need air conditioning in this season.
The word of the week is candid, which means marked by honesty or sincerity. Children are usually candid. Sometimes their honesty can be cruel. The riddle of the week is, what did the grape say when it got stepped on by someone? Nothing. It only let out a whine.
Can you guess who? This American banker dominated the industrial consolidation of the US economy in the 20th century. In 1892, he arranged the merger of two major companies to form the multinational conglomerate giant known as General Electric. After forming one of the most powerful banks in the world, he went on to reorganize all the railroads in the US and joined several steel companies as well. Yes, for all those fans of economics who got it right, it is J.P. Morgan. Did you know that his bank, J.P. Morgan Chase, continues to be the largest bank in the USA today? That's over a century of success.
Did you know that there's an island within a lake, on an island within a lake, on an island? Igraspers, this is not a mind-boggling riddle. In the country of Philippines, there's an island called Vulcan Point within the main crater lake. The lake is located on Volcano Island, and this island is located within Lake Taal. This lake is located on the island of Luzon. Okay, this does become a mind-boggling fact.
Quiz time! How many islands are there in the archipelago of Philippines? Send your answers to contact us at igraasp.com along with your full name, school name and a photograph. Answer to the last week's quiz. Istanbul Marathon or Eurasia Marathon is the famous annual fun run event organized in Istanbul. This certificate of appreciation is presented to Janvi Agarwal of Delhi Public School, Noida, for successfully participating in the weekly quiz on India's leading news capsule for tweens, Igraasp.
Dear Igraaspers, this week join siblings Matthew and Marilla as they decide to adopt a child to help them on the farm. They are surprised to find a feisty young girl at the train station instead of a boy. Matthew quickly grows fond of the bright and talkative Anne, and they decide to keep her. Once settled at Green Gables farm, Anne makes both friends and enemies. Can the little orphan girl control her strong will and stay out of trouble? Do check this book out, and don't forget to share your feedback at igraasp.com/iClub.
We hope you enjoyed this week's news capsule. A goal is not always meant to be reached. but it can serve as something to aim at and aspire towards. That's all we have for this week. Thank you for watching. See you next week.